Once again.
Yes, what is up, y'all? We have something fun to talk about because, of course, we all know it's that time of year. Those summer months bring along the 2024 convention.
And it looks so different being out.
Yeah,
because it was such a serious thing and something that was supposed to be encouraging, but now it ain't nothing but a joke to look at.
Yeah, I swear. Even all the propaganda that comes with it and surrounding it is like, okay then.
Yep, even the invitation and the video that they show ahead of time, it leaves out, like, for example, how many people lose their job because of this convention that's about to come up.
Yep.
You know, if they can't get off work for it.
Yes, and how they encourage people to choose the convention over their job, over their livelihood, because every year usually the convention is at like a convention arena, and a lot of people have to travel away to get there. Right. So like for my grandpa's circuit, I think his would always be in like Ohio, so you get like a hotel for the weekend, and it's a whole thing. Like you literally have to prepare yourself for it and make sure you have that weekend off. And if you don't, like you're kind of looked down upon if you miss the convention to go to work.
It makes no sense. And it was something that you said you had noticed about the conventions this year versus before. What was that?
Okay, so look, there's still a couple people like on my social media that I have that have not unadded or unfollowed me yet. And they've been posting pictures of the 2024 convention, but it's been at the Assembly Hall. Yeah. Which is crazy because like my old circuit, at least, like that used to be, we were always at a convention arena, you know, and that's what we all would look forward to, is like everybody being able to be together in this huge stadium, and like you get to see like all of your friends, you know what I'm saying? So now that it has minimized down to just like the assembly hall is much smaller than, you know, a convention arena. So
that doesn't add up. If it's supposed to be this organization that's growing and growing and growing, how is it shrunk into one small area versus if it's, you know what I'm saying, like the yearbook numbers and all that, something's not adding up. It's
not adding up. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's just an observation that I made.
Yeah, I don't know. We're about to find out. But speaking of just how they lure people in, just look at the video for this year's convention meant to get people riled up and ready for this mess.
Right. Let's get into it.
Good news is needed now more than ever. The good news we need is not of human origin. It originates with the giver of real hope, Jehovah God. And it centers on His Son, Jesus Christ. What is this good news? Can we trust it? And can it help people right now? This year's Declare the Good News Convention of Jehovah's Witnesses will bolster confidence in God and His Son. The good news of God's kingdom will help you to cope with life now and prepare you for eternal life in the future. Now that is good news.
Boo.
Boo this man.
And the fact that this is the invitation, like the organization is always priding itself on delivering good news, and yet the first half of that video was all about tragedy and everything bad that is happening, and that's why you need them so bad, because they can deliver good news that nobody else can.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The first opening scene was literally like some kind of tragedy, like a building fell down or something.
Yeah, and people sick, and it gives you a different view on what life really is, because bad stuff happens, but it's not as much as positive things.
Yes.
And they exploit people on that. Anybody that's going through anything, it's like, I'm not even going to tell you exactly what I'm going to present you with. I'm just going to dash a little bit here, and I'm going to play on your emotions and your mind down the line so I can brainwash you little by little. Because if they start this right out, we want to teach people to become Jehovah's Witnesses so you could be a part of us. It's not saying that.
No.
It's just making it seem like, you get to be this person, you get to attend this, and you're going to feel better, you can go on with your life. No, we trying to recruit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it like, spoon feeding, like very little bits. So it's just crazy because the thing is, bad things are always happening and have always happened since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what is it that you can really do except for go with the ebbs and flows of life? Like, it just is what it is, And people's worlds are always coming crashing down and they play on that, just like you said, playing on their emotions. They absolutely do that because whenever you're in like the lowest point of your life, like you're gonna seek out some kind of spiritual guidance or something that pushes you, and they use that to their advantage for sure.
They do, and they try to paint this fake picture of what this organization is. Even like it shows people of all races all around the world. They show that there's some type of unity in this religion, and it's not. It's far from that.
Yep. Just like you had mentioned about the unity thing, like from the outside looking in, like if you have never been a Jehovah's Witness, it looks like they are like united. You know what I mean? They're smiling, they're happy, they almost look like robotic. But like once you're in, you're stripped away of your personality, you're stripped away of everything, and they want you to be this like JW robots, And so the unity is not from somewhere authentic. It's from the uppers, like upper management to down, basically.
That's a perfect way to explain that. So basically taking different cultures and stripping the culture away and say, no, you got to do this. And so it's not really people coming from different parts of the world and being able to vibe with each other and be different. It's really, if you're not following this criteria, you getting kicked out, or you being looked down on, or you being punished for it until you do what we want you to do.
Yep, basically.
That's exactly how it goes. And all right, so with this invitation, just think of it as somebody who's not a Jehovah's Witness. It's looked at like, okay, I get to be a part of something. But these people during this convention is so fake because the talks are designed a certain way. Just anybody isn't allowed to come up and give a talk. Even it could be the most so-called spiritual brother at the Kingdom Hall, but he may not be approved to give the talk. And the reason being is because you have to present a certain way. You have to appeal a certain way. And the way that they speak about non-Jehovah's Witnesses in these conventions is not the way they speak about them at the Kingdom Hall. Because they adjust themselves, if it's a memorial, when they do the Passover, everybody knows there's going to be worldly people, so we need to be on our best behavior. We need to say things that's going to appeal to everybody. Versus if it's the theocratic ministry school or whatever it's called during the week, that's when they hammer down and slander and speak down on people that's not Jehovah's Witnesses. They're not going to say a lot of things about, the worldly people and how bad they are as much as they would when it's mostly Jehovah's Witnesses in the room. So you are giving this false illusion that I'm being welcome. And then people are taught to look out for people like you, that's dressed like you, that may not have on I'm not sure if they still are forced to wear the ties at the convention, but when we were going suit and tie, extra nice, clean cut, things like that, or locks, stuff like that, that makes a difference on if you're a Jehovah's Witness or not. So they know, all right, if it's a worldly people around, we need to approach you and we need to be extra nice to you. That way we can, start a study with you, and now we can get you to our Kingdom Hall. It's real tricky. It's real fake.
I really do wonder how that has changed now, because before, whenever we were going, it was so easy to identify somebody who was just studying or who was like, worldly. But now, just like you had mentioned, the brothers I don't think they have to wear ties anymore. Like, probably most of them do, but I don't think they have to. Right. And the sisters are allowed to wear pants now. So like, how do you know? How do you know now?
Yeah.
They have to have locks.
The badges.
Yeah, but I think you do not still get a badge if you're studying?
No, it's supposed to be. It was real strict. So if you were disfellowship, or if you were not a Jehovah's Witness, like if you was just visiting, you didn't get a convention badge. It could be different now, but when we were Jehovah's Witnesses, remember, if you were even unbaptized publishers, because my granddad would sneak because he was an elder, and he would give us some just so we would kind of fit in. I got one as an unbaptized publisher. Yeah, so certain halls might be different, but the rule is supposed to be for publishers got the cards and things like that. So if you were just a study, or you wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, you didn't get basically it said the name of the convention, for example, stay encouraged or stay endured, whoop-de-woo, the year, your name, congregation as a label. Because remember, even out when you went out to eat, you were forced to still wear it. Just so everybody knew you was a Jehovah's Witness. And if they ask about this, you get to talk about it and recruit to get them to come to the convention.
And it used to be so funny because once the convention, like, time and convention season was over, they would always have, like, a talk about how well we did during the convention and like how so many people are always praising Jehovah's Witnesses for their behavior, and hotels are so accepting towards them because we're such good visitors. Like, it was always praise happening on like a Wednesday night meeting.
And now I wonder what was really being said, because most people think Jehovah's Witnesses are weirdos.
Yeah, but there would be like news articles and stuff like that about. That's what they would show, at least.
Yeah, remember, that's what they would show. Yeah. But there is a million other articles about Jehovah's Witnesses that they didn't tell us about.
Oh, of course.
Or didn't show.
Of course. They would just pick out the good ones. You know what I mean? Because everybody would be like well behaved. So and the thing is, you're bringing business to maybe like a smaller town. Like, there was this one town that we would go to in Pennsylvania, and it was a small town. So whenever they would have conventions, you have to think about it. You're having thousands of people coming into this small town and bringing in money to their hotels and to their restaurants that are surrounding. So of course they enjoy that time of year. Like, you're making your business towards them.
That's all it was about.
Yeah.
Even the stadiums that they would have them at. Yeah, it's a money thing. So of course, what you need? Even though I don't like you and I don't agree with you, are you paying me? Oh yeah,
it's business.
Yeah,
they don't have to like you. Yeah. And to go along with that, it's not only business for all of the community outside, like the restaurants and the hotels, but it's business for the organization as well, because they have all of these people here at one time, and now they really do well with pushing to donate and everything like that. You got the donation boxes all around the convention arena. So, and there's always usually a talk. There has been a talk like the past 3 to 4 years about donations.
It has. And this literally, when you understand that this is a business versus just some religion, you compare business to Jehovah's Witnesses and you see the hierarchy, a CEO, a manager, the supervisors. And you look at this, all right, the governing body, you got the COs, you got the supervisors inside the congregation, the elders, and then certain people that's working on the floor become supervisors or become elders, and you see the correlation. So when businesses like Microsoft, like Apple hold seminars, it's money.
Yeah,
it's always
and it's
money.
A tax write-off because it's for business. Yeah. And you know what that made me think of is, I don't know if this is how it worked for everybody else, but like our Kingdom Hall would have a list of hotels that we could stay at. Was that how it was for you guys?
And too? You got in trouble for not going to the ones they told?
Yes, because my mom got my mom got in trouble for not booking with one of the hotels that were like on the list, because there would be certain hotels that were really close to like the convention arena. And there was this one year that I had parts or something, and so there was no more hotels that were like on the list that were close, and so my mom ended up booking at a cheaper hotel that was still really nice. It was right near the convention arena, and she got in trouble for booking and for us staying there. And my mom was basically like, I don't know what to tell you, like, I got a better deal there, and so I'm a single mom, like I'm going to go to where I got a better deal and what was better for my family.
You mind helping for it?
Yeah, period, point blank. Like that's what she's gonna do. And then there would only be like certain rooms, a certain number of rooms for each of those hotels. So once they were like sold out for the JW discount, it was sold out. Yeah. And so again, this one year, my mom just booked it under like a normal stay because we needed to be close, because my mom's always late to conventions and I had to be on time that year. And so she just booked it normally, and she also got talked to for that. And she's like, listen, I have to be close this year. I don't know what you want me to.
It's like, that strict. And they always blame it on not obeying Jehovah.
Yeah, no, you guys want the hotel points.
Exactly.
Like, please.
And it's all because the governing body, the CEO, said that you got to do something, and anybody that's not doing what they said is all of a sudden disobeying God now.
Yeah, no. You have to do what's good for your family. And they were mad that we got a better discount than the one that they were offering. You know what I mean? Because my mom's friend like worked for one of the hotels or whatever. Yeah. So they got like a good discount on it. They were
Yeah, it's nothing but a money grab. Think about the boxes, and then how it wasn't just cash after a while. Now it's, you know, credit cards. You can use credit cards, and now they would teach everybody how to, you know, use credit cards or how to collect it that way. And then it got to the point where they remind you about the boxes in the morning, then they bring them back out during lunch, and then at the end. So just do the math. Our conventions back then, before they got smaller and smaller, on average was around 4,000 plus. If 4,000 people donate, we gonna lowball it, $1 each day. That's $4,000 the first day, the second day, the third day. And you see how I lowballed and just made it $1? Because they donate more than that. Definitely. So think about how much money is coming in and how much money is going back out toward these members that took off work, that lost jobs because they supervisor was tripping, and they had to say, you know what? I'm going to put my faith in this organization, and I'm going to serve Jehovah, and I'm just going to get fired and worried about it on Monday. Yeah. You ain't even getting a cut of the money.
Nope, not at all. Yeah. It's crazy because they really do the reminders now, where before they would just sit out with the box. But now it's like, oh, don't forget that the donation boxes or you know, whatever, are all around. And they do it for like every break that you end up having.
They do.
The thing about it, though, is really... the conventions, they're titled differently, but so many of them are the same. Year
they talk about the same
after year.
It's the same thing. Like even this video, watching this, I don't even have to go, and I know it's about to say the same thing from back when I was going to the convention. Facts. Every single time.
Facts.
All it is doomsday prep.
Yeah.
It's doomsday preppers. That's what pretty much religion is, especially Jehovah's Witnesses, because it's extra push. Look at the videos on all this bad stuff and how every year this could be the last memorial. This could be the last convention. And everybody on the edge of their seats like, oh, this was good. The governing body, it's going to be another, they already got the next convention planned out for next year.
It is planned already, and it's going to happen. Yep. You know, but they have to like psych their members out, and they even do it beforehand. They're like, this could be the last convention. You have to come in person, show up with your brothers and sisters. Like, there's nothing like it. I saw one of the videos. I think it was on somebody else's channel, but it was about that, like one of the updates, and it was like, oh, I come for the hugs, and I come because there's nothing like it in person.
This is a joke. It's nothing but scaring people and triggering your emotions, because you come into this already afraid. And it's like, look how dangerous this world is. And now we're inside of, because they would even call the convention center, the Nutter Center back home in Dayton, Ohio, this is now treated as Jehovah's house. Man, they just had the monster trucks in here last week. In the motocross, in the hockey game, in the basketball game. And this, they don't believe in flags. It's flags hanging up all in this place. But now Jehovah's Holy Spirit is coming in here, and this gives you this false escape from the real world. It's not, all this is a money grab.
And they want to talk about the brotherly love and everything, but they encourage people who are disfellowshipped to come to these conventions as well.
And this is the funny part. I witnessed this personally. For one, I experienced it, and two, I seen it with my mom. If you are disfellowshipped, all right, so it comes lunchtime, and people eat. If you are disfellowshipped, you see when it's time for prayer, song, and they break for lunch, you see certain people walking outside all alone to sit in their car and eat by themselves, because they not allowed to talk to nobody, and don't nobody talk to them because you are disfellowshipped. When I was disfellowshipped, that was me. I sat by myself and ate, and I had a cousin that was disfellowshipped. And when I say by myself, I don't mean all alone. I mean my family is in the row, and the rest of the family is in this row. I get to talk to this cousin right here that's disfellowshipped, because we both disfellowshipped, but everybody else pretending we don't exist.
That is crazy.
That don't make no sense. And every year to this day, my mom goes to sit in the car by herself, and when me and my sister, we would go and sit in the car with our mom. And then we'd eat with her, and then boom, we'd go back in and probably hang with our grandparents or a couple witnesses our age. But this is terrible.
I can't believe she would still go, because conventions are like they are so boring if you can't talk to people, seriously. And they started really encouraging people to like not leave like the arena or whatever, and they would encourage people to stay in while they eat lunch, because our family, at least, like, we never really stayed to eat lunch. We didn't like trying to find a table at the assemblies, and we didn't like sitting in the uncomfortable seats. So like we would always leave and like go to the car. My papa would open his trunk, and we would like be eating in there our Subway sandwiches. And then at the assemblies, my grandma and grandpa used to live so close to the assembly hall. We would just leave and go eat at their house. And then they started encouraging everybody, like, don't leave the assembly hall, don't leave the convention to eat. Like, it's your time to talk and associate with your brothers and sisters. So the fact that they encourage that, but then at the same time, like, the treatment of disfellowship people is so terrible. So to be in a room with thousands of people and still be alone, and at least you had your cousin there, right? Like, because if you were alone, they would still treat you the same way, even though this is your family that you probably talk to outside of Jehovah's home.
Right. We talk all the other times, but right now, since people are looking, we got to act like we don't talk to each other. This stuff, it's ridiculous. It is, and it's just sad how they, even like how you just brought out not leaving during break. Why not? We trying to brainwash you all day. We don't need you taking a break and taking the chance of your mind being distracted with anything else when you leave here for 30 minutes or an hour. Even
it's just like, why? Like, why does it matter?
And the time frame is ridiculous. It's a work shift, and you have kids in here sitting in these are, think about when you go to an arena and you sit in them uncomfortable chairs. It's not the cushion ones. It's cold in there, especially when you eat. You eat and then you get tired. People are eating snacks and grapes and fruit snacks and chips the whole time.
Trying to stay awake.
You can't get up and walk around during that. You're encouraged to sit back down so you can pay attention.
They literally have people with signs saying, go back to your seat.
Yep. And it's just it's a bunch of grown folks in there. Some of these people are older than the ones telling them what to do. And you can't do what you want to do in here. And you got to, usually it will start around 9 something. And it's over at almost 5 o'clock.
It's like 4:30, sometimes 5. Like, I think Sunday's the shortest day, but like on Friday and Saturday, it's like 4:30 or something.
You know what? And everybody looked forward to Sunday because it was short.
It was short.
Why?
And also because it was the day of the drama.
Yeah.
The drama always used to be like the best part, because that's that's the part that nobody would fall asleep during. But like during the rest of the talks, they even started telling you not to eat like a heavy lunch so that you can stay awake. But you have to think about it, like you're literally just sitting there.
It was a snooze fest. After lunch, you see people, you would make fun, you would take pictures of people and stuff because you didn't want to be caught as the one falling asleep. People was falling asleep after that stuff. It was boring.
Absolutely. It's like being in school again, but worse and like longer.
Yep. And even I like how you brought out the drama. So it used to be it was terrible. It would be the sound pre-recorded. Certain people would get selected from each congregation to dress up, and they would like that. And then it got to where they ran their money up and they was able to do film. So
they
now
started doing good films too, like actual films. They'd be like modern day, or there was usually like the old one and a modern day drama. Yep.
So people got to basically watch TV. But the thing about this stuff, I'll never forget this, because my cousin who blocked me and don't talk to me no more, he made a comment years ago that was so funny, but even to this day I still think of it. My granddad asked us, it was the year where it was all focused on Jesus.
Yeah.
And so my granddad was like, so how'd y'all like the convention? My cousin was like, it was cool, but I don't know who that white dude was on the screen talking about Jesus, because when you look back at this stuff and you look at the conventions, all this took place years ago in Africa, and ain't nobody black.
Yeah.
This is once you wake up, like before I even woke up, my last convention watching this stuff, I'm just like,
this isn't accurate.
I'm like, but this is a joke. And I'm trying to convince myself that I'm just tripping, like, oh, the organization, they got other things to worry about. No, that you're teaching a lie. And the brother even brought out one time when I said that, he was like, I mean, yeah, we know that, but just think about when you go to the door and you show them like a black Jesus, man. They not gonna want to join this religion. Okay, so we gonna lie to them?
Yeah.
I can go to the door and say, yo, your mama that passed away, yeah, she ain't in heaven looking at you. I can say that, but I can't tell somebody this right here.
Right.
What's the difference? I'm making them uncomfortable with something else.
You know what's funny? It made me think of, what was that movie that we watched? Life of It was the Jesus movie, but with what's his
name?
name?
The Book of Clarence.
The Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Their depiction of Jesus at the end. He was like, "Why is somebody drawing a portrait of me?" And it was this white guy that went. Okay, everybody was black in that movie for the most part, except for like the soldier guys. And then there was this like white homeless man who went and got cleaned up, and like the real Jesus like went and like, you know, cleaned him up and like healed him, and he ended up coming out of that looking like the Jesus that is portrayed now. And he got hung he got, what's it called when you have to put on the torture stake or whatever,
on the cross.
So he was put up there, and so was a couple other people who were getting in trouble. And there was this person that was painting the white homeless guy who looked like Jesus. Yeah. And it was just funny, like
it's just a joke. Once you know, and there's no going back. Yeah. So to wrap up the whole purpose behind this convention, 1, money. It's a money grab. 2, pretty much to recruit more people.
Of course.
And lastly is to get everybody back in line. And because everybody feels this fake encouragement. Oh, I feel so encouraged. Remember, they would even review the convention stuff at the following meeting.
Yes.
And it's like anybody who's getting distracted, who may be tempted to leave, who may be tired, who might be depressed. This is the get y'all back in line to get back focused and remain brainwashed. Yep, and here's a new book at the end.
Yep, because that's the thing. Like the conventions were refreshing to most people because you got like a break from everything. Even though they were exhausting, you got to see all of your friends and stuff, and it was like 3 days back to back of being able to lunchtime was the best time because you got to walk around and you know, you got to see all of your friends and people that you may not have seen in a while, and like those moments were encouraging, you know, just because you liked doing that, and it was 3 days full of being able to do that. But it wasn't necessarily what they were teaching. You know what I mean? Yeah. We would sit there and take notes through the whole thing. But really, it was like...
For sure. And
it was for show.
You know what else you got to break on? You didn't have a midweek meeting that week.
That's right.
And you were supposed to study for it, but most people didn't.
Yeah.
And then the Watchtower was abbreviated. So, and then the people that had to comment was already pre-selected to be on stage. So you don't have to raise your hand and all that. So you got to kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah, you got to relax. It was like, it was a time that you knew was going to happen every single year. So some people dreaded it, some people really liked it. I was one of the people that really liked the conventions. That was like something that I would look forward to because, man, we would go all out. We were buying new outfits, like we were buying new shoes, like, and then you got to, you know, go out to eat with your friends afterward every day. And be in the same hotels as some of your friends sometimes, go to the pool. Like, so those were the things that I remember, and I remember being fun about that time,
the kicking part.
But were the actual things that were being taught fun? Not so much.
No, it wasn't. Our convention, thankfully, was in driving distance. So everybody got to go home or got to go out to eat and stuff like that.
That's a different, that's different.
But our assembly was hour out. So that was something different. I think some people would stay, some people would just drive that hour every day. But that's pretty much summing up what happens at the Jehovah's Witnesses convention. And it's like videos might come out to where people might touch on it because that might be what's different. But other than that, it's the exact same criteria.
I swear, every year. And you guys let us know, have you guys noticed like a drop this year? Have there been more assemblies being used for the convention? Because this is the first time I've seen an assembly being used for the convention. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, it kind of looked like it's dropping. Even you Jehovah's Witnesses out there that watch our videos,
let us know.
Come up with your best excuse in the comments on how the numbers are growing because it says so in the yearbooks, but somehow your halls is getting merged. Because I can't understand the correlation, but I'm sure you come up with a wonderful excuse in the comments. For real. Part. But that pretty much sums it up. And you know, we got our healing journal for PMOs and also for everybody else. And it's not a Jehovah's Witness book. It talks about it a little bit, but it's basically about moving forward and just finding yourself and figuring out how to get your life in order, or who you are, just basically growing as a person. That's in the description. What else we got?
We have our Instagram, Awaken Truths IG. Hit us up on there. And there's also the Be Free protest. I don't know if it's called Be Free, but it's in September. We're going to put the link in the bio. And I think that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
For sure. Peace.